Listen on iConversation, man.
Charlie Regnér.
Worked in a technology called IoT, Internet of Things. So where we connect each and everything to the internet. I mean, now we see that you have Google Home or Apple Home.
Yeah.
You have Alexa and these things.
Yeah.
So, you can say to, these devices like, Alexa, turn on my TV, or like you can say Google Home, play my music, set my alarm, make the Roomba start working. I mean, the robo vacuum cleaner.
Isn't that scary in a way?
Because
from my point of view, you always have somebody listening to you.
Yeah.
And you don't know, of course it's just Alexa, but you don't know if we know like our phones are definitely listening to us. If we start to discuss like, oh, I need food for my dog, or I need to buy some toy for him. I know that like in a few hours when I check Google, I will have an ad that's like recommended for dogs and toys.
And I would say that it's not scary as we think in our fantasy mind. So it is scary in somehow, and we always have to be cautious about how we sign up to different apps, and who we share our data to. And maybe we can trust some of these, I won't say it completely, I mean 50% I would say that we can trust these big companies, because they have the survival thing in mind, or they have all the big policies or government entities are focusing into them, like for example Google or something like that. So sometimes what we does is that we will go to the App Store or Play Store and we download some random apps. For example, scan a document. How do I do that? And okay, let's look in the Google Play Store or App Store. Okay, I found an app. Just download it, and we don't read it. Okay, just scroll it up, accept it.
Yeah, all the.
I mean, who have time to read like 10 pages and yeah, exactly.
And but that's also.
And that's right. I would say that's not advisable or recommended. If you don't have time to read, don't sign up for it, or at least there is an AI way to do that, and you take a screenshot of all the things like what you see, like the policies and
the terms and conditions.
Yeah, terms and because we wanted to know that who they share our personal data to.
Yes.
Because it's not allowed, or it's not recommended to share what my height is, or what my age is, or what are the things in my home. Or so suppose if I'm taking a document photo or scan a document, okay, I take a random app. So suppose they are keeping this document in their server for like 5-6 years, and they are sharing or selling this our documents to some other companies.
That's what I've heard, that some of these tech companies are selling like our information to get more money out of us.
Yeah, I mean I would say that's ridiculous. Because that's not recommended, or they shouldn't do that. I mean,
is that happening?
It's happening a lot. I mean, companies do that for. I mean, they want their portfolio to be expanded, or they wanted to make more money in some sense. I mean, they don't care, like, okay, they have health data, let's say, my blood group, or what's my liver condition, or what.
Why do Instagram need us? For example. Why do TikTok need it? But because one example is we definitely know that TikTok is selling our data to the Chinese Communist Party or the Chinese government. And I think Joe Rogan talked about that on one of his podcasts. He really took a day when he read through the TikTok terms and conditions. Okay. And I don't remember all the things about it, but it was kind of fucked up, because it pretty much stood that they're selling your data, and they have all these, they can see what you're doing on other apps and all that information. But do you think it's, when it comes to not TikTok, but like, for example, Instagram and Facebook and other like tech companies?
So the thing is that, we are in an AI era where, AI is almost everywhere now. I mean, we don't see that very often. I mean, companies just projecting few of the things into us. Like, what we know is that we know a ChatGPT or some of the photo apps, and, they can change things in some way. And we use these AI tools almost every day in our life, like ChatGPT to send emails, or, make a better draft of something, or refine our thoughts into something. And some way it's not recommended to give our personal data to any of these AI tools at all. Like don't share your photos or anything into these apps, because they can use that data to train their AI model and make something new.
Like what?
The thing is that suppose if I work in a company and if I am using an AI tool and I'm sharing a lot of my personal data or my organization data into the AI, for example, ChatGPT or the Microsoft Copilot or something like that. So, they can use that data to train their AI model. So if somebody asks, for example, Charlie asked, like, do you know a person like named Priyan? And, so AI always works with the training. So it's like, we can see AI as a person. We as a person, we see things and experience things and learn or update our learnings. For example, how to make a coffee. We make coffee, fail once, and make another coffee, maybe little better, third coffee, getting better, and something like that. And fourth coffee is perfect coffee, something like that.
Yeah.
So it's same like AI, and we train AI with few data and more data, something like that. So we as a user are feeding our data. Like, we say that is two spoon of coffee powder is enough for a coffee, and then we update our thing. Have you used ChatGPT or something?
Me? Yeah, I usually use it if I have I study, and also if I have a topic that I have to study for this podcast or learn. I usually use Grok.
Okay.
Like Elon Musk's. I don't know why. It's just how I have done it.
And you can use whichever you are comfortable with. I mean, if a Copilot or Grok or Google Bard or anything, Gemini or anything.
I don't know. I've listened to a lot of what Elon Musk has said, and of course you shouldn't. My principle is you might not trust the millionaires and billionaires of the world, but at the same time, I feel like I trust Elon Musk more with my information than a person like Sam Altman. So that's just why I use it. But they're getting my information anyways, so it doesn't really matter.
But you can also delete your data from your these things. You can just type it like delete all my personal information.
Really?
They will just delete it. I mean,
or will they delete it or?
They just delete it.
Okay,
we don't know how they process their data, because that's their internal secrets. And it's assumed that it should delete it. I mean, as per their public policy, they should delete it.
Yeah, because that what I was going to ask you also was what do you think the motivation is when they collect all your data and information? Is it just for being able to sell it and then making even more money, or is it some other
No, I mean, they can use it in any ways. For example, I don't like personalized ads anyways.
No,
it's not my thing, because it's like somebody understand deep inside your mind. I mean, technology understand deep inside your mind. I mean, for example, maybe you don't like maybe you think that you want a new iPhone, and suddenly when you take your phone, new iPhone is 10% discount, and you feel intrigued, and
exactly,
you don't want to do that, so you want your time, and take time to understand things, and you don't want somebody to push you, or you bought your phone or your TV, and when you open your TV and it's saying new iPhone, a new discount, you don't want I don't like somebody else pushing me so much to buy this. No. I'm so much resistant to that. And
it's a form of what do you say in English? It's called grupptryck in Swedish. So when a group of people, if you out and drinking, and you don't want to drink, and a group of people tell
peer pressure.
Exactly, peer pressure. So they tell you have to drink. That's the same with the advertisement, the personalized advertisement.
Well, in some way, I don't like it. I mean, this is one of the disadvantage. I think that this will happen. Because if you search for iPhone all the time, I mean, it's normal that they will sell you. Somehow they will try to sell you the iPhone in some ways. They will play with your mind.
Yes,
exactly. You are watching your favorite TV show, and they know that you are in a happy mood.
Yeah.
And if it is a salary time and they will try to use it that time, I mean, okay, you think that, okay, you have a money, okay, you open the bank app and you check the balance already, and which make you think that, okay, you have some money in your bank to spend, and then the companies try to sell you, something like that. And in some ways I don't like it. People try to use our energy and
And that's the thing as well. Like, we think that the phone is one part, and then the computer is one part, and the TV is one part, but everything is connected because your account is connected to everything.
Exactly.
If you have the YouTube account on your computer, your phone, your TV, all the things are connected with each other.
And even we don't want to connect things, each other, and they will try to do it in their back end. I mean, they will assume that, okay, I live in this place and I have a phone which is connected to the same Wi-Fi and TV. Even if it is a different account, I mean, it is, even if it is in the same account, they will assume that, okay, these two things are in the same room for like 2-3 months. So it is assumed that this owns by this one guy. And they will group it in some ways. And
that's a thing as well, that they know when you're sleeping. Because they know when you don't use the phone, and they know when you wake up. Just you set the alarm, for example.
And the thing is that these big companies, as you said, these big companies know better than you. I mean, they know you better than you. I mean, what you think and what you think on which time, or
what you search for.
Exactly. They know better. They know you better. Like some ways, like what you eat and
all your different types of porn
favorites and things like that.
And things like that. That's crazy, man. Because we don't really have privacy anymore. We live in a world where privacy is really rare.
I would say that privacy is one of those a rich status now. Because it's very hard to be live in a reserved life nowadays, because we are observed in many ways, from satellites and cameras everywhere, and even in our phone we have cameras, and we don't know how often they looks at us.
Exactly.
Sneak into our privacy.